Hey everybody, Grizz here. We're going to do a little store walkthrough. Haven't done this for a couple of years, I think. So here's the front. You're going to walk in and you're going to get to meet the real brains behind the business. That's Anna Marie.
Morning everyone, this is Miga.
Hey buddy.
Miga is our
store mascot.
Yes, he is. He greets everybody and then he runs away.
Hey buddy, how you doing?
Say hi.
He's
Yeah,
a
not
good
happy.
boy. And that's a good wife too. Okay, so we'll start the little walkthrough. So here's the little reception area when you walk in. And we carry all kinds of different things from other artisans that we know from Vancouver Island and places about. Like we know this lady here does all this glass work from Victoria, BC. I'll try not to spin too quick here. We carry a lot of vintage items. I think we've talked about that before. People are looking for like garden art or putting on the side of a shed, or even people have used them inside. So we try and carry, we go to all the auctions and try and pick up all the new stuff that we can. Candles. Here we go to the concrete. So I'll try and show everything. No hiding. That's the peacock actually that Glenn and I did, Tuscany did last year. So then my wife brings in lots of metal wall art as well. Sells really, really well. And she changes it up quite often to keep it fresh. And here we go into the side room. I'll give you a quick look about. It's the great bench top. More wall art. Lots for you to look at. We when people come in here, they usually make about 4 or 5 laps around because they're afraid of missing something, because there is quite a bit. Because I'm in the hundreds with my concrete, and then with all of her wall art as well, it's a ton. I think I've covered this before. This is we call it the vintage corner. Here, this is more of the stuff we pick up at auctions and flea markets, etc. It's quite popular. People snap it up for if they're doing nostalgic wedding stuff or just features in the garden. Sells quite well, and it's fun for us. We like going to all the little flea markets and stopping by. Or car boots, as you'd say, Drama, and a few of you fellas from the UK. So my wife also brings in, we carry a big line of pots, different sizes, shapes, and colors. Also a really good seller for us, especially in the spring. Indoor and outdoor, aside from my concrete ones. Hey, look, Webb, a cactus. I'll still make a video on that, I promise. Owls are big. Owls sell like crazy. I mean, it goes in fits and starts, right? One year, one thing's hot, and then the next year it's on to something else. And you can never predict. You pour a whole bunch of one thing that sold the year before, and then the next year it doesn't go, and something else will be the trend of the year. So here's just some more pots that she brings in. Pots and planters. I always try and have a supply of these come on or ready. Seems like people, when they buy them, they don't just buy one, they buy multiples, which is good. You can see there's more here on these shelves. We try and put a lot of multiples, like with the concrete. We like to put a lot of multiples out, like not just one of something. We try and do one colored, one raw, and then we put multiples around the store because people say that there's so much to see, so we don't want them to miss it. So we'll put 2 or 3 of the same turtle or the same frog or the same around, just so folks, if they miss it somewhere else, they can bump into it here through the store. So this is a little, we've got a couple little Buddha corners here, really popular. I've mentioned that before. Stuff sells really well. The Faces of Serenity plaques, they sell awesome. All of these Buddhas, the animal ones, the Zen animals too, sell really well. This is probably going to be a longer video than I thought, but it's going to give everybody a good idea of what we got in here. So, and what if one day maybe you open your own store, you can sort of see how we roll. A little western section. There are lots of farmers and farms around, so it's quite popular. So here's another Asian corner, Buddhas. Okay. Now over here. No, I didn't make that. So there's that pot that I just did, and that the jade owl. So you'll probably be able to zoom in on some of the pricing here. I'm not going to hide it. Just remember, this is for our market, here where we are, and what we can get. So you have to know your market before. Don't copy my pricing. You might be overpriced if you price it the same, or you might be under if you're somewhere else. So you have to discover what your own market is going to be able to absorb, and do your own pricing accordingly. This is the leaf section. Here's a little waterfall that we have for people to look. We sell lots of, I think we mentioned that over the years, sell lots and lots of leaves. So this is the leaf wall, we call it. And some more pots. You probably recognize a lot of this stuff if you're on DIY molds. You've seen a lot of this stuff before. My daughter's hands. And we carry wind chimes, really popular as well for gifts. And a lot of little knickknacks and trinkets. Those are concrete, these guys here. Lanterns are popular out on tables, candle lanterns. I don't know, in your area, I'm sure it changes everywhere. It's something different. My wife does an awesome job of marketing and display. Like I said, she's the real brains behind it. She's laughing. Actually, Miga is the real brains. Did
you get the skulls?
Yeah, I'm coming that way. This is a place that does little rock art on Vancouver Island as well, kind of cute. Okay, now we'll go to one more section inside that I passed up. This is the I don't know, the Gothic or the man side of the store. It's popular with the guys, so it's all the gargoyles are here. Dragons, always good sellers, sell really well. That's the new guy from this year. And like I said, sorry La Have, but the skulls are selling like crazy this year. All of them. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm just going to change my lighting setting, and it's kind of bright outside. We're going to go out and take a look at the outside display. So here we go. Outside. This is something new I did this year. Old vintage funnels and planted some succulents in them. Kind of cool. I think people have seen that before. I have these old sinks in here and I plant in them just to pretty it up a little bit out here. So here's some wall art and bird baths. A lot of the stuff you've seen inside. You know me, my succulents. Driftwood, we actually were almost out of driftwood. We sold a whole ton of it just a couple weeks ago. So we have to go on foraging. A lot of people just find it convenient to let us do the foraging, so. Hey, mister. There's the succulent planters that I do every year. Always a good seller for gifts. Ready to go gifts. Always in concrete, mostly. Different leaf pots and bowls. Always good sellers as well. Lots of different bases, bird bath bases. Like, they're all interchangeable. So you can swap them and switch them out with different bases with what look bigger, different tops, sorry. Anchors have sold well this year. I think it's my last one. Still have to pour my big torso from last year. I haven't done one yet this year. And that, my friends, is that. Have an awesome day.